Hello and welcome to my first ever Minecraft tutorial. What are those red lines all about? I have absolutely no idea. Is this a Fraps effect? I've never recorded. I'm on the VOLTZ mod pack and I've never. Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. Oh well, I'll just go with it at the moment and see if they work. So this is my first ever Minecraft tutorial. It's on the mod pack vault, as I've just said. I hear a skeleton somewhere. Hello, two of them. Ah, having a chat. I wouldn't really call it a tutorial. I'd call it a how I do things in Minecraft, and maybe I'll get one or two more of these videos out. But this one is just for a secret door, as you probably guessed if you clicked on it from the title. I've seen many secret door tutorials on Minecraft, and to be frank, most of them aren't that secret. They all involve just going down some water, a button behind some lava, which is conspicuously placed, or jumping through a painting. Why would there be a painting there? Now this is truly a secret door. As you've noticed, I've gone through this corridor several times and you will have seen no hint of a door. There are no mod packs that turn torches into levers or anything. This is just a good old-fashioned secret door. It's so secret that I kept forgetting what it was, which is why I've put these torches here, because it is opposite this torch. And as you look, there is absolutely nothing there. But if you walk up to it, lo and behold, door opens. And the door is closed behind us. Now this tunnel doesn't really go anywhere because it was just built to demonstrate. When we go back out, the door opens and it closes behind us. No levers touched, no pressure plates, no fancy gizmos. And I've done this because I think it's a very underused feature of the proximity detector that I've utilised to do this. So if I come in here, you see it's hidden quite nicely. It doesn't set off any cave sounds. I shall just show you, let's just put one back there, how this thing works. So it utilises two sticky pistons, a repeater, some redstone dust, a redstone torch, proximity detector, some wire, and a power source of your choice. That is as simple as it is. There's nothing complicated to it. There's no complicated wiring. That is all it is. So, now you've seen it in here, let's go and build it outside. Hello Mr. Creeper, you're not invited. I've cleared an area of snow ready for this. So, first things first, let's build our mock cave. Oh, there's no point putting them there. Okay, boom, boom, and boom. Right, now let's pretend that we want our door to be here. And there are many ways you can make this door much more complicated if you want to. But I just like this. I don't know why I just took those apart. I like this because it's nice and simple. Simply, I mean, you don't need more than two, and in the corner it works quite nicely. I mean, you can make it as horrendously complex as you want. So, we've got all our ingredients here. We have our two sticky pistons. We have, next we'll need the repeater, some redstone dust, then a torch, then we'll need the proximity detector, the wire to connect it to the battery box, and we need a wrench and some power for our battery. Oh, we're not all going to fit in here, are we? When I've used the torch or the repeater, I'll get the battery back. I'll get the signal disruptor later. So the first thing you want to do is put down your sticky pistons, and they will need to go down here, because in their default state they will be open, which means that they're going to be pushing the blocks over to the left, as I look. Now you will need a block behind the two pistons, and you will need a redstone repeater on top. The reason you need the redstone repeater is because that powers both the pistons. If you just had redstone up there, it would only power the top piston. You also need a block behind there to run the redstone down from. So let's run the redstone down there. Then we need a space, another block onto which to put our redstone torch, which powers the pistons and closes the secret door, as you can see. I can't remember what this is called. Is this a logic gate? A logic gate, that sounds right. We need a bit of redstone, wire, then we need a proximity detector. And we need to power the proximity detector. So let's put down a battery. Black is on the right side. Let's connect it. Let's connect it. And into that we need to put our battery, which should power, powers the proximity detector, which turns on this torch on the logic gate, which shuts off the redstone signal to the door, which opens the door. Okay, so far so good. Problem being, this means we can filter to only accept players, mobs, or all. But even in this state, whenever any player, including those you don't want to, you're hiding from, you hide in your secret base from, whenever they run in a certain distance of the proximity detector, it is going to trigger and set off the door. Now, what's this set to? Okay, so it's to configure this, it's the number of blocks in the negative and positive. That's what the min and max stands for, x coordinate and y coordinate. The easy one to start off with is because we're flat, let's just do the y coordinate. So I don't want anything to trigger unless I'm on the same level. So we'll test that by popping a block there. Okay, which way is which? Let's look at my coordinates in the top right hand corner. If I go this way, my z is increasing. So we want the z coordinate, the max, to be 0. Is that right? Was it increasing that way? Wrong button. Yeah, it was increasing that way, wasn't it? So if I go here now, it should open. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we want the max to be 0. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5. No, 4's in front of the 5's in front of the door. So we want the min z to be 5. Right. Likewise, we don't want to bother picking this up if we're going in this direction. So which way is this? My x is decreasing. Decreasing? Yeah. Okay. So my minimum x is not 0, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's say 8 away. So my max 8 is there. Okay. So that means I've done something wrong. What have I done wrong? My x is decreasing as I go away. So, yeah, no, that's right. So my minimum I want to be 0. My positive, I want my z to be positive, so I want my z to be maximum 5 and minimum 0. I think that's correct. Because if I go this way, my z is increasing. Yeah. If I go that way, my z is decreasing. So that should shut. No. Right, it should also shut if I jump onto this block. Yeah, it does. Good. Okay, so that's how the proximity detector works. You set it to the number of blocks in the negative and the positive direction in each of the 3 coordinates. But this is still not very useful because any player that runs into this is... Oops. We're not going to get out of there. I need the negative x to be a bit bigger, I think. Oh yeah, we got it to be 0. So we need that to be 8, and we need the max to be 0. Let's try that. Okay, so that's better. So it should close behind us now. Yeah, it should open. Okay. Okay, right. So that's set up correctly. As I say, the big problem is any player that steps within there is going to set that off. There are 2 modes to the proximity detector. If I go into it, there's the exclude mode, in which you can use a signal disruptor to say that everybody other than that mode sets it off. That's useful for setting traps around your base. Or if you have a wrench and you right click on the proximity detector, you change it to include mode, and you can use that with a signal disruptor to set a, let's set the time back to noon, to set a very handy secret door, as I'm about to show you. Now this won't trigger for anybody anymore, because it's set to include mode. It is always going to be off, and the only time it outputs a redstone signal is when a signal disruptor with the correct frequency comes in within range. So let's set the frequency. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, yeah, so that will work. I've got a signal disruptor. So if you right click on your signal disruptor, you can also set a frequency. You'll notice that is very conveniently also set to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, because this is set to include, it'll be off unless a signal disruptor with that frequency comes within range. And this doesn't have to be in your hotbar, it can just be hanging around in your inventory. But now, when I get within range of the door, that picks me up, outputs a redstone signal, turns off the torch, and opens the door. As soon as I get far enough away, it closes again. So now, I have a secret door that opens only for me. Because if I take this signal disruptor, and I change the frequency to 1, 2, 3, 5, or if I simply didn't have it, it doesn't open anymore. So you can tweak this to the range you want, and it's a perfectly concealed secret hidden door. The only thing you have to worry for is your signal disruptor running out of energy. And that is basically it. I'm sure there are more clever people in the world than me who could make this much more compact, particularly if they update VOLTZ to 1.5. With the redstone updates, I imagine you could do some funky stuff with redstone blocks and comparators that may shrink this a little bit. But for me, I think this is it's a very elegant solution. So let's put my signal disruptor back to the right frequency. Okay, open. And let's go back into my original little hidey hole, and I'll show you how compact or how hidden you can actually make this. Where is it? It's here, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So you can basically place a block everywhere here except for these 3 squares, 1, 2 and 3. So you can cover everything else up, which means that it doesn't give, obviously that bit of redstone on the floor as well, it doesn't give off any cave sounds because it's very small spaces. People dig in, unless they dig into that 3 block wide L shape, aren't going to find it, or if they dig directly into a tunnel, they aren't going to find it. So it's very compact. It works you can set it so it works very quickly. I mean, if you wanted the door to close more quickly, what you could do is move your proximity detector to here and run the redstone round this way. And that way you can set your proximity detector to turn off if you're only 1 block away from it or 2 blocks away from it, which means that by the time you get here it'll close, rather than how I've got it set off where you need to get to this point to shut it off. So if you want to use it as an escape hatch, you can move your proximity detector. Pretty much like it is here, because here it's not open. I need to get within touching distance of the door. So I hope that has been of use to people. If not, I hope you found it interesting. If you did find it useful, or you thought it was an interesting use of the proximity detector that you had not yet thought about, I'll come back out into the open. Hello, Mr. Creeper. Door's open. There you go. So, again, I don't know if anyone else can see these red lines. If you can, answers on a postcard as to what they're all about, because I have no idea. And if this was useful to you, please leave a like, or if you're thinking of using it, leave a like as well. Okay, and I shall catch you next time. Hopefully with another tutorial video. I'm thinking of trying to do this for vanilla Minecraft, maybe using a block update switch. I don't know if it's possible, but I shall have a think about that, and if it is possible, you'll see me on here with that in the near future. Okay, thanks for watching.